Okay, and we are ready to go for day 2 of the May International Challenge. Now, I am kind of concerned because day 2 is definitely uh, my worst performance when I do the international challenges, the 3 days, the 45 matches. Day 2 is usually my worst performance between the 3 days. Um, but I'm excited to see how we'll do. You will see my record up in the corner. And so far we are 10-5, with the last match of day 1 being a Milotic timer stall that was done and performed very well on my opponent. But if you haven't seen those previous videos, go ahead and check the playlist down below in the description. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, we are waiting for an opponent, so I might cut until I find one. But before we get to that, we have been using the GMAX Caparajah team. Now, before I entered the May tournament, I did add some support outside of Trick Room for this team, and it's been doing very well. So we're going to wait until we find an opponent and see what happens. Okay, and a trainer has been found. We are going up against what looks like a Japanese player, that is 1545, and let's see what they have. So they do have a Trick Room option in Rhyperior, Arcanine, Whimsicott, Dracovish, Gengar, and Lucario. So first off, we do really have to worry about beat up. But if we turn one Follow Me with Togekiss, we should be able to prevent that beat up. So let's go for that. And the thing is, do I want something that can handle the Whimsicott? I think I'm going to go with Hatterene. That way, once Trick Room's set, I should be able to handle. And I do have to worry about that Dracovish. On paper, my team kind of looks like a good match for Dracovish because it's just slow. So I do have to worry about seeing a taunt on something like the Whimsicott, on something like the Gengar. And then we have to worry about what they will do once Rhyperior comes in if Trick Room is set up. Okay, and here is our first battle of day 2. Let's see what my opponent leads with. So here you see the Rhyperior Whimsicott. And I think I see a Rock Slide here. But what does Whimsicott do? I'm worried that I'm going to see a taunt. Okay, so we do get our Follow Me off. And Tailwind comes up. So that will help Caparajah once it comes in. And we have to hope for Hatterene to not get flinched. And Hatterene still gets Trick Room up. Okay. So I think here we are going to yawn into the Rhyperior and Mystical Fire into the Whimsicott. Because once we take out that Whimsicott, Tailwind shouldn't really be an issue once Trick Room ends, and now we see the taunt. So Hatterene's Magic Bounce is going to come back, and that Whimsicott is basically useless at this point. So Hatterene's haven't been running Magical Bounce a lot. And we're going to get the yawn off on Rhyperior. So after that Whimsicott has set Tailwind, that actually means my Togekiss is able to outspeed it in Trick Room. And we see that it is leftovers. So I think here we just have to go for Air Slash, and we will just Dazzling Gleam. Now, unfortunately, we have used a lot of Trick Room. But maybe we could even get a flinch here. Oh, and we do. This is definitely a problem if they can take out the Hatterene before. I think we just see a Dynamax come out from the Lucario. So I want to double into it. Get some good damage off on the Lucario. So hopefully if it does knock out one of my Pokemon, I'm able to get Copperaja in and just get some good damage. And maybe Dynamax's Hatterene isn't the best play here, but we're max special defense, so you get the priority Bullet Punch, and you're going to go ahead and take out. And we're just able to get some good damage on the Lucario. So their Tailwind did peter out, so we have to worry about that Rhyperior waking up and maybe being able to get a good speed bracket in a Trick Room. And how many turns of Trick Room do we have left? We have one more turn of Trick Room, so I wouldn't be surprised if I see a Protect in the Lucario spot. So what I want to do here is I want to play rough because I don't want to proc a weakness policy. And I just want to max Starfield into the Lucario. And we are going to see the Bullet Punch. And after the Berberry Berry, it's not going to do enough. And that Misty Terrain is going to boost my Play Rough. And it still doesn't do much. But Rhyperior does stay asleep. So Trick Room's now over, but we do see the Gengar. I think I just want to high horsepower and protect, because if we can chip down that Gengar enough, it should... Okay. It should do enough to let Milotic come in and take care of the rest, because the Muddy Water is going to be able to take out Rhyperior at this point. The only thing I am worried about is that my opponent has not Dynamaxed yet. So here I want to do the same thing. I want a high horsepower. And let's Dazzling Gleam to keep getting chip into the Rhyperior. And we'll see a Sludge Bomb come out. And Rhyperior finally gets all of its sleep, and it will wake up. And you not only disabled your Earthquake, but you took out your own Gengar. And I'll get a high horsepower off. And that will give us a win for match 1. All right. Okay, we have our next opponent, Brosidon, and I've actually think I've played him before. I'm worried about Max Knuckle from Surfetch. But let's get Trick Room up and see how it goes. Also, Leaf Blade. Knockoff. That Surfetch is a threat. And I just got stalled out by Corviknight for a loss, so I'm definitely bringing Hatterene up front to take care of the steel types. So let's see what they lead. Primarina and Excadrill. Okay. The Excadrill is Mold Breaker. So we are just going to follow me and Trick Room. And let's see what my opponent wants to do. See the Iron Head come out, and Togekiss is able to survive and pop its berry. Okay. And we'll see an Hyper Voice come out. So I think now I definitely want to Air Slash and do we want to Max Flare? Let's Mystical Fire. And you're going to Dynamax the Excadrill. Oh no, you're Dynamaxing the Primarina. Okay, so maybe it's a good thing that we did not max Hatterene, because it does have the capabilities to combat this Primarina pretty well with Steel Spike and Max Overgrowth. If that Corviknight's in the back, though, it's going to be an issue. We get a special attack drop from Excadrill, which does absolutely nothing. And who are you targeting? The Hatterene? Okay. And let's hope for a knockout or a flinch. We do get the flinch. Okay. So let's just max Overgrowth into the Primarina. And hopefully that does a fair amount. We haven't seen a Life Oil recoil from the Primarina side, so I'd have to say my next guess is Assault Vest. Those are the two common things you run on Primarina, especially a slower one like this. Excadrill is going to protect, and we're going to see a Max Overgrowth come out. And we are able to do about 50% to Primarina. But I'd have to say we target down that Togekiss. No, you're just going to go into Copperajah? Okay. And we Air Slash into Excadrill's Protect. We are going to get some recovery, though, from Max Overgrowth. I think this time we have to double into the Primarina just in case. The grassy terrain is going to minimize damage that we would see from a high horsepower or an earthquake coming from Excadrill. And we're just going to withdraw Excadrill. Okay. Okay. And we are able to take out the Primarina before it can attack Togekiss again. And get an Air Slash into Goodra. So I am worried about seeing a Flamethrower come out on this Goodra. And then we see the Surf Edge. We have to hope for a flinch on the Surf Edge. And Max Starfall is not enough to take out the Goodra. And it props the berry. Goodra uses Flamethrower, but we're able to take that. Even with a crit. And you're just going to double into the Copperajah. Good play. We see a defense, a special defense drop. And we're able to one-shot the Surf Edge. Okay. And do we still have Trick Room up? No. But we will get a Rain Boost at Muddy Water. So we are just going to follow me and Muddy Water. We do have to worry about a Power Whip coming out from the Goodra slot, which will do really good damage. Thunderbolt, okay. And thank goodness, Milotic's Muddy Water double hits. Let's see an accuracy drop on the Goodra. And we do get some leftovers recovery. And we are just going to Ice Beam into the Goodra, and hopefully that should be enough. And that does it in for the Goodra, and we're able to finally take another win. Okay, so Like I said before, day 2 is not my best day. Right now we are 2 and 4, and our rating is just dropping. We see a Duraludon, a Cloyster, Clefable, Whimsicott, Gastrodon, and you know what? This is a Bisharp matchup. Cloyster and Didi. We are going to Throat Chop into the Indeedee because every Indeedee I've gone across, Throat Chop is a one-hit KO with Black Glasses, and Yawn into that Cloyster because I think we see a Shell Smash coming from it. And there goes that Indeedee. And we're going to Yawn. So we see the Duraludon come out. And I think here we just have to max Steel Spike the Cloyster, and we're going to switch into Caparajah. Caparajah should take any ice attack the Cloyster's going to throw its way better than Togekiss. You know, like the 1500s is like really where you like see the unique teams. And then once you get closer, like up to the 1570s, like where I started out in the 1600s in the ratings, you start seeing more of the standard teams, which this team does have a challenge if you don't play it right. We do see the Duraludon, Gigantamax, and we are going to max Steel Spike into the Cloyster. Icicle Spear. So I ran a Cloyster like this back in VGC 2017. I started out with Tapu Koko and Cloyster, and if you had an electric type attack, I would just Volt Switch into it. So we see a Max Lightning come out, and you're going to avoid the Yawn. Good play. We need to max Darkness. And Iron Head. Okay, so we're going to max Darkness into the Duraludon. And they are trying to chip down this Bisharp. And I think it might work. Oh yeah. That should take out my Bisharp. Ugh. We do get the Cloister taken care of. But our Copperajah is pretty weak. And we didn't get the Max Darkness off. And with this Clefable up. So we're going to follow me Clefable. I doubled into it anyway. Max Steel Strike is definitely going to take out that Togekiss. But it lives. Ooh. And we're going to prop the berry. And that's going to be it for Duraludon's. Gigantamax turns. And we're able to take out the Clefable. Okay, so we are going to yawn into the Duraludon and high horsepower. We see a Flash Cannon. We knew that was coming. Okay, so you have high horsepower. You have Thunderbolt. And now we bring in the Dusclops. Choice Scarf. Oh, so it's locked in to Flash Cannon. All right, let's just Trick Room and high horsepower. So who do you target into? It's not going to do much to Copperajah. Dusclops is going to survive it. Okay, so we get another high horsepower off and we set Trick Room. You're like, yeah, and you're locked into. Okay. So one more turn should seal this in. Nightshade is going to go out in the Duraludon, and we are able to finally lock in another win. Really needed that one. We're now up to 3 and 4, so we're only one short of being even for today. That was match number 7, and we're going to continue and see how it goes. Hey guys, if you made it this far in the video, you're at the end for this part. If you want to see more parts of my May International Challenge, go ahead and look at the playlist in the description down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe. I also want to say thank you if you made it this far in the video. That means you're really watching it. Let me know how I did in the comments down below.